Hey guys, so I just wanted to show you a really quick 5 to 8 minute makeup routine. I get a lot of questions about products that I like, and I've whittled it down to a really quick routine that'll give you a polished look without too much effort. Because we don't want to try too hard, because who has time to sit down and do a full face? Not me. All right, so let's get started. I always like to use a primer to start things off, because when you're moisturized, sometimes the makeup can just kind of slide off. So this one is by Onomi. Am I saying it right? Whatever it is, it's in a really pretty pink bottle. It's called their Powerful Priming Serum. This one is great because it has vitamin C, which is a great antioxidant for any skincare routine. I actually do 2 small pumps, put it between your fingers, and just really lightly put it across your whole face. So that was that, and it smells really good too. Okay, next up, I actually start with my eye makeup because then if you get any shadow fallout, you can just wipe it right away. So instead of a dedicated primer for my eyelids, I just use concealer. This is the Derma Blend concealer. I use shade medium. It's their smooth liquid camo. And so what you're gonna do, I just put it on the back of my hand so I don't use too much. And then I go ahead and just really lightly tap it in. It eliminates that sort of discoloration or the darker color you have on your eyelids, or at least I do. Look at the difference already. Purple eye, normal eye. See, it neutralizes everything. So you need this, you need to do this step. It only takes a second, but it makes a huge difference in the shadow payoff and making it stay all day. For shadow today, I am using the Beauty Counter Classic eyeshadow palette. This is great because it's got a lot of bronzy and kind of brown colors that are great for every day. Take a brush with a flat tip, and I'm going to go in with the ivory, which is the lighter one, and just really lightly, I do the inner corner and up to the brow bone, but a super light dusting because you don't want to be too sparkly in the school pickup line. You don't want to be a disco ball in the school pickup line. Okay. So take it, and I'm going inside the inner corner and then all the way up, and then just lightly hitting the outer corner as well. Next up, you're gonna take a brush that's a little bit fuller. This is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 5, and it just has, it's a little fluffier. And I use a matte brown. This is Sable, and we're gonna use this in the crease. So I kind of pull my eye really gently to the side and go right into the crease. A really good tip that I heard a while back on YouTube is just gotta open your eye and do the windshield wiper move, and it kind of guides you as to where that color should be going. And see, it immediately adds a little bit of a look of depth compared to that eye. So we're gonna go back with the Sable on this side, do the same thing. And then finally, we're gonna do, with the other side of the same eyeshadow brush, we're gonna just dip into Sienna, which is it's kind of like a rust color. I love this. I have greenish hazel eyes, and this is a really good sort of offset color that really makes my eyes pop. So I just tap the other side of the brush in there, and you go a little bit higher than your crease. This is a trick that I like that kind of makes your eyes look a little more open. So I go right on top of where we did the crease, and just very lightly, just from the outside, about halfway in, and it adds a little bit of a pop of color and a little more dimension without feeling like too much more makeup. So there we go. That's the shadow. Super quick to do. Next, we're gonna take just the classic black pencil, eye pencil. Let's see if I can get a good line. Make sure you're trying to put it between the lash line. I know that feels weird. A lot of people want to put it right on top. Kind of act like you're going between it, and then you'll get really close to the base. I'm gonna take the little blender on the other side of this pencil and just lightly blend it. Okay, next we curl. You need to curl your eyelashes, no matter who you are. Just go in really light. Oh, and make sure you don't have lotion on your hands. I did this once with hand lotion on, and my hand slipped and it ripped my eyelashes out. So don't do that. I was walking around half bald. It was not a good look, okay? Just trust me, don't use lotion on your hands. Go in and curl. I know you're supposed to curl for a little bit longer, but I only do a few seconds and it seems to hold. And this is a great find, guys. I'm super excited to share this with you. Lash Sensational, it's a Maybelline product. So it's at the drugstore. And it's got a little bit of a curved brush and it's harder bristles. It's not fluffy. It gives you like crazy definition. So I just do like a coat or two of this, not too much. We should show them. It's really not this. It hasn't been the same since the hand lotion incident. Right on the inside, little baby lashes. Let me be your cautionary tale. Okay, anyway, this mascara is great. So just do like a coat or two. You don't need to go crazy. This formula is actually kind of thick, so it's gonna immediately give you a little bit of drama. So you don't need too much. So super basic. We'll do the bottom. I always do the bottom lashes after face makeup. Okay, so we did our primer before, now we're gonna do face makeup. I am gonna use this concealer. This is the Beauty Counter Touch Up Skin. It's a clicker. And I like this because you get coverage, but you don't get that like super heavy makeup look. So this is the trick. Think of like a starburst. So you go to, I need a lot because I have kids. Go down and out. And see how it kind of like has that like spray effect. But you want a lot of lightness and you want to carry it to the cheek, carry it out to the cheekbone because you don't want to like stop halfway. Then you're gonna look like you have painted on makeup. So a little bit between the brows, down the front of the nose, and don't forget the corners of your nose as well. I love this brush. I love this brush so much. This is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7. If you've seen me on Instagram or wherever doing any tutorial, this is like my best buddy. It's always with me. Take the fluffy side, blend down and up first, get rid of that stuff. Kind of keep it in the same area because this is where the light is hitting, so you want it a little lighter. And then blend it down and out under your eyes. Okay, so look what a difference the concealer makes. It immediately makes everything look a little more put together, so you don't need all that much tinted moisturizer. So that's what I love about using a great concealer. Today for my like light base, this isn't a foundation, it's just kind of very natural looking. It's the YSL 2 Shade Claw All-in-One Glow. Again, put it on the back of your hand. I'm only gonna use a half a pump because I feel like I got great coverage from the concealer, and I'm just gonna use this on the rest of the cheeks and the forehead. So I just dab it on the back and go right in. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do the rest of my forehead, which is just here because I have the concealer on in the middle already, so don't wanna do too much. So really natural look. It doesn't look like you have on a ton of makeup, which we like. Next, we're gonna take a big brush and use some finishing powder just to kind of set things. So use one with a fluffy top. This is the Honest Beauty Invisible Blurring Powder. You can use anything that's similar in texture. It's a loose powder that's translucent. So I just make sure there's a little bit on top and then just lightly tap. And then I swirl it around the top of the tin to kind of like get it all in the brush, and then just really lightly tap it on. So maybe it's not 5 minutes, maybe it's 15. It's not 15. It's like 9 minutes, but you can take this time for you. You deserve it. Here's a bronzer. This is Beauty Counter, the matte bronzer. Any matte bronzer will do. We're just gonna go really lightly into the cheekbones. Do the 3. Down and down, like a 3. And then I always take a little bit of bronzer and go down the side of the nose as well. If you want, you don't have to do this step. If you want a little bit of like color on your cheeks too, you can take just like a sheer pink or melon color and just tap and just lightly, right kind of on top of, not on top of, but like right above where the bronzer went. I told you we were gonna do the bottom row of the lashes. We're gonna do that really quickly. A tip, if you don't want all that like stuff to smear underneath, I use the rounded edge because it tends to like pick up less mascara on it, and just really lightly go on the bottom lashes. Okay, and we gotta fix these brows. The brows are sparse. Okay, this is the Glossier Boy Brow. I use it in brown. It's a really small brush. Can you see that? And I just lightly go in, especially from the mid part to the outer part, and just kind of use that gel to fill in the naked spots. This is the Clinique Supermom Moisturizing Glass in Black Honey. My girls from the 90s, remember when Black Honey first came out? It was like the almost lipstick and the twirl up thing. Well, they make it in a gloss now too. So a done look without being overdone and fairly quick too.